in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane. It's over before you know it. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory.
Oh boy, I mean, coming from our game number 2, guys, I thought personally that ADU Penguin had a solid chance, but when the test happened, when VA pressured them from that pressure from the top side, bot side, that's when I realized that Penguin Authority has so much room to grow, and I hope that coming into game number 3, they have adjusted and know the mistakes coming into this game. So match number 2, guys, this is De La Salle University versus Adamson University Penguin Authority. My name is Vulcan, with me is Atlas. Will be your shoutcaster entering the 3rd game, the last one for tonight.
Yeah, definitely this is the last game, and of course both of these teams, they are fighting it out for a spot in the semifinals to go up against Bosu, another one of the new blood teams in the LVL. And right now, I thought that PA, Penguin Authority from Adamson, had a great chance, but I was realizing, okay, they're not winning the fights, they're not doing the rotations that they should be, they're not making the plays that they should be making, and eventually, eventually DLSU was able to get a pretty good goal lead. They got enough playmaking that they were able to catch up to Adamson and then wipe them out with that really good pressure coming in from their top laner.
That's good stuff, Atlas, because when it comes to game number 3, oh man, I actually bit my lips while playing it, so it kind of hurts right now. So when it comes to game number 3, I'm excited to see how Penguin Authority will adjust, but I think I did hear news that they will. De La Salle University will bring in Mirmo in this game number 3. Sorry, I bit my tongue while I was playing that game.
Yeah, so definitely. And I think getting Mirmo, so of course, very fast-paced best of 3s are very fast-paced, and that can be a little bit tiring. Of course, much less than best of 5s, but here they pull out the Mirmo. Pretty much, I think it's their trump card. You know, it's like they use it against UST and to great effect. And here, when it matters for the final game of this match, best of 3, they're gonna bring out Mirmo. Let's see what happens. Adamson still going for that Yasuo ban here.
You know what I think, that's when it comes to ADU Penguin Authority. I'm going to say it right now that for games 1 and 2, they had a solid chance to secure this series. But now, it's going to be DLSU bringing up their trump card. Mirmu will be subbing in for Comtech, because this is the same roster that destroyed UST's clean streak. So ADU, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, let's see. Rakan banned out, but of course I think how the entire game is set up is gonna start from the draft. If DLSU doesn't draft as ideally as they can, they're gonna be in huge trouble here. Of course, Braum and Trundle still banned out against Adamson. The Irelia, of course, is going to get banned out.
That's good stuff right there, Alice, because Braum, Trundle will be removed here, same with the Yasuo and the Irelia, one of the bruisers that we see all throughout in the LVL group stages, not to mention the new trend we're seeing here in patch 8.12.
Yeah, so definitely. So let's see, Dokomoto banned out as well. So that's one powerful top laner. Adamson, I think they'll be opting to go for this Lucian priority as well. Making sure that Mirmo doesn't get it, also prioritizing it for Simone, since he used it to such a great effect in the first game. Let's see how DLSU responds to that. Skarner has been in the games for this match pretty consistently. Just the ability to make really good picks come level 6 and have decent ganks and good clear in the early levels. Let's see what else they pick up for this one.
Okay, this Lucian is the same pick they had in game number 1, where they had success snowballing this Lucian. So I think I heard one of our analysts say, especially Chisto did mention that if they can secure this game as fast as they can, Pike is there.
Yeah.
Was it left open? Okay, so like
Yeah,
I was
it was
saying,
left open.
once you don't secure this game as soon as you can, this will be, let's say, a 40-minute game, if you would say, as I heard from Chisto. So
That was
this
from me.
that was from you. You guys look alike. You kiss me.
But yeah, but
so Pike there, Atlas being picked in.
okay, but it seems like opposing support here from Adamson is gonna be the Tom Kench. It's gotta be just defending Simone here from whatever plans of assassination Pilio has in that bot lane. So this pretty much signals to Adamson that DLSU is probably gonna pick up something that can go in hard and fast in that bot lane. Sejuani picked up for Prodigy here. Lots of ganking pressure, early pressure. Not the strongest jungler pick as I've seen in 8.12, but of course if it works with the composition and they play around the ultimate, they're going to be able to do well with this. As for DLSU, let's see. Seems like they will lock in the Zoe for this one for Spring, and we saw how debilitating Spring Zoe can be, and it's definitely going to be very scary if you can get a good pick off. If anyone at Adamson is not in the right position, that's an easy Sleepy Trouble Bubble. DLSU locks away one of Jissy's comfort picks here to Zed. As for Adamson, they don't want to deal with Mirmo's Kaisa, very powerful champion, and Mirmo is very mechanically gifted on that champion as well.
Is he, if he's going to use a marksman?
If he's going to use a marksman, because that's really the question here.
Yeah, because Vladimir right now is open, and I do hear that he's pretty much proficient on this champion. He has, I mean, Vladimir bot lane is a thing right now, Atlas.
Yeah.
So I won't be surprised to see it in our game number 3. So now I want you guys to pay attention to the drafting phase because we can know what's going to happen here. You need to glue yourself because when the draft...
Could be the
Wait
Aatrox.
a
I mean,
minute.
I don't think it's a good idea to just blindly put out the Aatrox out there. Of course, it's not... Oh, they do lock it in. It seems
Let's go!
It seems like they will be locking into Aatrox. Still, one of the most powerful top laners in this patch, but there are there are a few matchups where Aatrox can
Fiora?
Fiora. Okay, that's a decent matchup against the Aatrox here. I think if Shiro picks up this Fiora, it has a decent chance against the Aatrox. It's gonna really depend on how they play around each other in the lane, and as well as the intervention of Prodigy and Espetter. But of course, come later in the game, I do have to pick it to Shiro here. But in the mid game, I think it's gonna be Karna. As for Adamson, if they lock in the Seraph, it's gonna be a pretty easy target here for Spring and Espetter if they lock this in. But it's seems like it will be the Azir going in for Adamson. Penguin Authority, not quite a penguin, but it's still a bird, come into this mid lane, and they have. This means that Adamson's composition has such good late game scaling. If they can survive DLSU's initial onslaught, I like this. If Mirmo locks this in, this is gonna be very, very good for them because that Callista from Mirmo is very scary, but they do lock it in. They do lock the Swain in, rather. And I think the Swain, I think it survives much longer.
Correct.
Or survives a lot more in this meta. But I do think that this entire composition, as you said, lacks a lot of damage.
But Atlas, you're talking...
lacks a lot of late game damage, rather.
Yes, that's very correct, because I was going to say mostly on the Pike and the... Please let it be a Swain. Okay, Pike and the Swain in the bot lane is something I'm really looking forward to watching here. But when it comes to the Azir picked into the mid lane with the Zoe, what is happening? Is that a good matchup against the Zoe Azir?
Like there are a few moments in that laning phase where Jissy can get exploited by Spring and just get blown up, but if he survives with the help of Prodigy, Jissy can survive this laning phase and just be a huge damage threat together with Shiro and Simone. So that's going to be very careful. And in the bot lane, Simone's going to get all the help from Cadenza to try and survive this, because Mirmo and Pilio, they really want to go in on this. They have Exhaust and Ignite. They want so much kill pressure in this bot lane. But if Cadenza is able to be the bodyguard for Simone, then they can survive this. And if Pilio is not able to like snowball, if Pilio and actually everyone in DLSU, if they're not able to get an early lead, then Adamson can survive onto the later phases of mid game and into late game, and they can potentially just out damage and outscale Varsity Arcus so well.
Okay, Atlas. I mean, we've seen the drafting phase. You heard Atlas' words. I pretty much agree with most of it, but I want to see how execution will come into play, because this Pyke, I think, will be the first time I ever see it in the LVL. What a stage other than the playoffs, Atlas. So, how do you feel about this third game, man?
I'm going to be very excited to see how this game goes, but we'll see how it all plays out in this Game 3, the final game of this best of 3. Penguin Authority from Adamson University versus Varsity Arcus coming from De La Salle University. This is the last game for the semifinal spot, and they definitely are hungry for this win.
Yeah, you tell him, boss. So that's going to be Varsity Arcus, as Atlas said, going in for an Italian accent. So I pretty much followed up with that. So let's go straight for our game number 3. Why are you looking at me like that?
Let's see. Seems like these teams, they're trying to poise for something in this bottom lane, possibly just try and get this Spire. Maybe they can get some control over there, but they have to be careful.
So what I mean, as Anna said, guys, when it comes to this type of game, a best of 3, it all comes down to how the first 2 games was played. I mean, they've seen picks that work, they've seen how their quirks are, but I think worth pointing out in game number 2 was one of the weaknesses that I think Varsity Arcus saw in plain sight. The fact that when pressure happened in the bot side was, for me, something that caused alarm, and that's actually the reason why they've lost.
That was huge. Not making a decision, a split-second decision that they needed to do. Do they go for the mid lane fight, or do they go to the bot lane defense? Definitely. But here, hopefully Adamson has had the mindset corrected, and now they have to give it their all, especially against DLSU. Right now, putting out Mirmo, it's not just the fact that Mirmo is pegged as like a monstrous player with high mechanical skill. It's just that this is a well-rested player.
Yes, and someone to be actually respected and feared too.
Yeah, and if Mirmo is able to get through this laning phase and get a big lead in his bot lane, it's going to be scary, because he has a very neutral mindset at this point, rather than either negative or possibly over positive come from the previous game, since this is his first game in this match.
So when it comes to subbing in Mirmo, that's something I want to see, and looking forward to how ADU will play against it, because this is going to be great. I mean, when you lose games, you face against strong enemies, that's going to be room for Penguin Authorities to use to grow. But looks like it's going to be Pyke connecting the stun towards the Tom Kench, disengaging from that skirmish.
I really like that combination from Swain Pyke, the double pull, but it seems like Shiro is in trouble. Seems like he will be ganked here.
Oh my Atlas, you see the fact that he was going back for the knockoff there, but gets shot off by the Aatrox. Shiro is forced to flash out of that, but here comes Prodigy. Can he go over the wall? No, he just watches him die and get the first blood.
Would be too risky there. Prodigy himself doesn't have a lot of damage, so he won't be able to 2v1, even if his spare is chunked down very, very hard. So that is going to be huge here for Espetter and Karna. Karna really appreciates that early gank, which will help him dominate even more at his top side. Puts Shiro in a little bit of a predicament here. Of course, not enough to completely shut him down, but that is a level advantage as well as pressure here in this top side for Karna.
And come to think of it, Atlas, we're seeing a keystone of Undying Grasp onto Shiro, not the normal Kleptomancy we see sometimes. So that's pretty curious. Taylor going in for Sedenza, but look at Simone weaving it out. Oh, great save by the Tom Kench to swallow up Simone.
And that's really the game plan here. Simone, he can be very aggressive and very safe. Even if he gets pulled by Pilio and Mirmo, Simone can be saved by Cadenza's swallow.
So, Atlas, we're seeing here again the power of the Pyke here. They're really relentless at going in. What a 2-man stun! Simone's ticking. It's gonna be bye-bye under turret with Mirmo taking the kill. Pilio, you're low, you're exhausted. Sadenza will take him down for a 1-for-1 trade in the bot sweet side.
Of course, seems like Cadenza still wants to go for more because Mirmo is out of mana, cannot fight back, but he himself is out of mana for the tongue lash as well. A repeat gank coming from Esperer.
Oh, what's this? Esperer Does not see Shiro. Okay, Shiro tried to parry it away, but he just timed it. What a timing coming from that Skarner. De La Salle University versus Arcus, not stopping, speeding this game up.
Merciless, but of course Prodigy is around the corner. Mirmo has no mana whatsoever.
Oh, what's this? Mirmo is still staying in lane. He didn't even have mana. He didn't recall. But what's the pain? That is going to come through. Karna says hello. Prodigy, bye-bye.
Man, that is going to be another kill onto Mirmo. 2 kills in quick succession for Mirmo. That is a lot of gold he can make use of against Simone. And that's going to be really bad for the laning phase of this Lucian here. Look at that. 500 gold ahead. That is at least a bunch of AP, at least a dozen AP in terms of value there. Let's see what he spends that into. As well as Karna, top lane, with the assists he's been getting. That's actually a lot of gold and actually builds it into a Tiamat. So Shiro will be pushed in quite a lot, especially with the combat and regenerative stats that Tiamat gives. Karna will have a pretty good time top lane.
So when it comes to how games are being played out, it's quite surprising to see how much VA nabilis sila yung maklaro para magtapos yung game number 3. Kasi dun sa game number 2, sobrang delikado yung nalo sila ni Comte. Pero with Swimmo on this team, sobrang kaiba talaga yung dynamic yung VA.
It's like they flipped the switch here. And definitely DLSU right now a lot more aggressive, and they have to be. If they don't snowball in this game and then finish the game at around 20 to 25 minutes, it's gonna be very hard for them to win. Because eventually, Shiro, Jissi, and Simone are going to scale up very, very quickly. Prodigy wants to go to a gank against Karna. They have to be careful. He's level 6.
Grabe yung camp kay Shiro, pero si Prodigy wants to return the favor. Engage with Arctic stall, but only Karna popping the ultimate there. Parry will stun lock that Karna. The Aatrox cannot chase further. Oh, flight to the sky. He won't. He won't reach for the sky. Oh, the pike for the stun. What a save again from Sedenza. Tom Catch for the save.
I think that Simone is feeling really good about it, but he's sweating because if he gets pulled 2 times, that's 2 pulls coming in.
More than 2 pulls,
Mirmo.
man. Not just that, the stun too, right?
Yeah, the stun. So that's all that CC that Mirmo can transition into a pull. Of course, as better, he is doing this Drake under a ward, so DLSU has a lot of information, but they can't really do much for it. Cadenza, they might try and go for a cheeky tongue lash. But I think he is.
Licky.
Very close.
Sayang talaga yung ginagawa ni Sedenza, pero yung kay VA, they have great priority in the mid and the bot. I mean, this is VA really Atlas. I feel like I'm seeing a different team playing because the amount of pressure, the amount of presence we're seeing right now, stopping in Mirmo, immediately VA feels this much pressure. I mean, the Pike was available. They're going for the Pike and Vladimir combo in the bot side.
It's going to be Pike and Swain for this one. It seems like it's doing pretty well, and with the small lead that Mirmo has gotten, he can go for a little bit of tanky stats. Look at that.
Taylor going in for it there. Pokes out Simone. Sedenza coming in. That's going to be a double kill. Buy one, take one. Sedenza flash away. Pops the thick skin. Flashing in. And it will be Pillier going under vision to heal up. Very close call. It was going to be a bargain sale there.
Yeah, close call, but thankfully the thick skin there coming from Cadenza.
Close call talaga yun ah.
Yeah, the skin was able to save Cadenza with a huge shield, just barely enough. And yeah, almost 2 for 1 there by pulling Cadenza when he swallowed Simone. But of course, Simone can choose to exit that early and saves himself the trouble.
Simone taking really a lot of shots from Mirmo. He's pretty much low on mana. Now we're seeing Karna going towards the top side.
Ooh.
Wards.
That's a good amount of vision there in that jungle. Even if it's only 1 ward, that's a lot of information. Even they didn't. I don't think they saw Prodigy around that bottom side. If they did, it would be around the tri-brush. But they will know once Prodigy goes to clear his top side of the jungle, and then Espera can react accordingly.
Okay, so Shiro got camped the hell out of him because 0-2-0. He's not running Klepto, which is surprising. So going for even, I'm not sure what was going for, but in the end, it's going to be an engage coming in. What a great flash coming from Spring. Glacial Pressure won't connect. They have wasted 2 ultimates.
2 ultimates for a flash. I think even though the cooldown is much shorter on these ultimates, it's very much worth. Spring lives to see another day, and that's 2 huge cooldowns that Adamson doesn't have access to. And because they have vision over Prodigy's blue buff, they can very easily contest this.
They're trying their best to just zone him out. Prodigy has been zoned. Shiro trying to respond. parries away. This knock up there gets stunned by the Fiora. Karna is happy with that. Spring gets that blue buff.
Oh man, that is going to be really great for Spring, and that allows so much more mana. It seems like Pilio tries to go for a roam here, can possibly go for something against Jissy, but it seems like that will just be a recall coming from him. And yeah, I think DLSU could have gone harder there, because if Pilio was on his way and there was no Emperor's Divide or Glacial Prison available, he could have gone hard on that, but it seems like they just went for a safer play and then back off.
I feel like this game is going to be like 40 minutes on it, because we're seeing an Azir, we're seeing the Lucian. They will let Penguin Authority scale. So when you look at this game, guys, you're going to point out VA's lead at 1-4 kill score, but know that the Swain in the bot lane is working pretty well. I mean, they're controlling the Lucian to a point that it's not going to have easy times like we saw in game number 1. But can Penguin Authority win this series, because they found great success with Simon on this Lucian?
They have to be careful though. DLSU needs to keep pressing the assault onto Adamson, because if they don't get them early, then Adamson can probably hunker up, get some bank, and then scale up. If DLSU can't face that,
What's this? Goes goal again for Simon.
Yeah, Mirmo was not able to pull him from the hook knockup there.
So when it comes to the way AD has been pacing this bot lane, they are very much respecting the engage coming from the Pike and the Swain.
But DLSU does know they should have an idea that Prodigy's around the corner, because they have a lot of deep vision earlier. Of course, those wards have expired, but those give a lot of information on where Prodigy might be. So if Mirmo and Pilio are careful, they should prevent a gank coming in from Prodigy. And of course, Esper giving out a lot of control in this river as well. He wants to go for invade. Of course, ping goes onto Adamson.
Did you see that? Spring went under the radar there, and he just takes down Jesse just like that. Great use of the Zoe. Oh, save him! Eat him! Aha! It's actually Sadenza. It's going to be Asperic. Not going to do much there. Sayang talaga kay Jesse. But looks like, did you see the play happening there? Slow-mo, man. Wow.
That was pretty well played by Spring, but he is going to end up as a 1-for-1 in the end. But still, that is still pretty good for the Zoe right there. Let's see if Pilly can go for something.
Sayang talaga yun. Looks like the Pike going for the stun. Prodigy gets eaten up by Sadenza. I don't know how that physics works. So it's going to be VA just suing away Prodigy.
And I think the stun there coming in from Pike could have been used better, since they know that the Arctic Assault is up. I think the stun could have been used to try and make sure that the gap closes there. But unfortunately, they have to back away from that one. Let's see how Esper continues his assault.
For when it comes to the top side, Karna tried his best to stall. He's doing great, pero yung Fiora, I don't know why he's running Undying. He's pretty much slowing up his pace on how he scales. But I want to see Shiro. Maybe this is the same Fiora that they have banned us throughout the other group stages. Let's see how Shiro will perform, because if ever the game does drag on, Penguin Authority's chances will scale up well.
I think that Grasp of the Undying is really just to try and match Karna's sustain and ability to fight in the top lane.
That gave me a mini heart attack. So Pillar's underwater. Grabe yung tunog sa head natin. Okay, hook does connect to Sejuani. Infernal Drake has spawned right now.
That's going to be an important objective for both of these teams to try and take, because that's a lot of stats. 12% is no joke the later the game goes, and if DLSU wants to keep up later in the game, they want that Infernal Drake. It seems like they want to try and maybe go for it. They have a little bit of control whether they control wards around that area.
Looking at the map so far, the Skarner is pretty much done with bot lane, because they're pretty much confident how they're really controlling this lane. Look at that, pulls right in. Great coordination there onto Sadenza. He may survive with a thick skin, pops it right now. It won't be much of a big trouble for the members of PA when it comes to that engage.
Seems like the Phantom Undertows coming from Pilio haven't been hitting consistently, but not enough to woo.
Oh, great Emperor's Divider Spring though, forcing on a flash from Jesse. Won't just take any shots from that Azir without anything in return.
Yeah, and that is a lot of damage in a short amount of time coming from Spring. The burst just shuts shuts Jissy out of the lane, and this actually allows for a lot of priority because Mirmo and Pilio are pretty much controlling this bot lane as well.
Oh, Pio connects the stun again. Calling is being soaked up by the fight. Goes for the execute, but Sedenta does flash away from the ultimate, and Mirmo with the pop, the burst. It's over for Simon, but he does get away with a flash and heal. Oh, Pilio, do you want more?
Seems like he wants to go for it, but unfortunately,
go for it.
Yeah, because that last skill shot did not connect from DLSU, they are not able to secure the kill. They are, however, able to take down this first turret of the game, and that's going to be well appreciated by Mirmo. Seems like it will be solely given to Mirmo. That's a lot of gold in his pockets, and the kill on Cadenza earlier is just definitely going to increase his gold by a lot. He should have another medium-sized component for his items after this recall.
Oh, it's going to be a tough spot for ADU because they are forced to go away the first third of the game towards the bot lane of DLSU.
Let's see how the next minutes play out for Adamson and DLSU here, because definitely as of now, what Adamson wants to do is just survive. It's like current objective, survive. That is the case here for Adamson. And Simone, they can try and fight against Mirbo, but at this point, they're a little too beefy. Even Pilio here, even if they go for Pilio, who is very squishy, has a few resistances under his belt, and he is able to get out of dodge there because he has a little bit of mobility as well as the damage to threaten them.
Yikes, close call for GC there with the paddle star Atlas. Pero looking at how things are panning out, can GC afford to wait and just feed Spring? Because Spring right now getting great trade-offs, pero for Prodigy, he's trying his best to help GC out, and look the amount of pressure GC is facing right now in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, and that's resulted in his turret being pushed down quite a lot as well. But so far, he's doing decently. Has only died once against Spring, but he does have he's been matching him decently in terms of CS and has an assist under his belt. So right now, though, he might need help because Pilio is right around the corner, and Spring definitely wants to take down this turret. Prodigy, he's not under a ward, but he might have been detected by that deep ward in the bottom side of the ooh, it's better.
Choo choo choo, that's gonna be suppressed onto the top catch. Where are you going, Simon? You get easily pulled back by the Pike. That's gonna be Mirmo chasing down Sedenza and Spring from the backside, but Pike will execute that vision.
Death from below. That's gonna be a lot of gold to DLSU, and yeah, that was the buy one take one deal for the meal by Cadenza. He swallowed Simon trying to save him, but gets pulled back by Pilio. Definitely unfortunate there for Simon. He had barely any control over his life at those last moments. But
VA going fishing at this point, Atlas.
Yeah, the DLSU at this point will be taking the Surf Herald basically for free, and they might be itching to use it onto either mid lane or top lane.
Oh, did you see that play done by Spring, calling in Pilio to connect the stun from the Pike? That's more than enough for Spring to clean up that fight. But thank God Prodigy was there. But okay, I hold that thought because he's getting pulled back by Pike. Tom Catch is coming in. Can you say, Prodigy, eat me? Yeah, I'm inside. But spit me out, and it's in front of the Pike. So Pillar tried to flash away there, messes the wall, goes under the water, healing up. Meanwhile, leaving behind Shiro. So here comes Simon for the fight. Mirmo sees the Lucian, but here comes Karna zoning out Simon. Wait a minute, he's not back up just yet. Members are still chasing now Esperer. Teka lang, look at Karna dealing so much damage. Okay,
he has
ADU
his
backs
revive
off.
up as well, but now with a member down for Adamson, with that extended fight, only one member went down, but this is enough. The health difference is enough for Adamson to try and take down this mid lane turret. And of course, Karna gets a bonus Tom Cans on top of that, and they take down another turret. That is going to be all outer turrets down for Adamson, and that is going to open up the map for DLSU so much, especially in a composition like this, where if they get the jump on somebody, like with Pilio and Spring and Esperer, it's going to be so dangerous. But DLSU, they need to establish something. And look at that control ward.
Good stuff.
Look at that control harbor in Prodigy. That's been there for a long time. It's only being cleared now. And that has given DLSU so much information to play around bot lane. I think that's one of the big reasons why Mirmo and Pilio have been able to go for these aggressive plays. So let's see how Spring dodged that so well. So he doesn't see Oh, man.
Do you see that, man?
Yeah.
That's
Dodging
bro.
the knockback into Prodigy there. And of course, here he still gets taken down. But this pretty much starts up the rest of the extended fight happening for Adamson and DLSU.
My God, when it comes to that play done by this Spring, I can't get over it baking in that Azir. So I thought that the Azir may scale up there, but looks like it won't be the case for this game. Number 3, Asperer goes in the teleport here, flashing out. Prodigy does not want any more of that fight. Jesse trying to get away, gets hooked back with the fight. Oh, the ultimate does not connect. Alright, looks like the dive will happen. Dark Ascension, Demonic Ascension by Bearable will zone out the members of Pagan Authority.
It's going to be another turret down then.
Okay, pull back there. My God, Pagan Authority, they're just catching those binds. They're catching the CC, getting pulled back always. It's a buy one, take one deal here, Atlas, all the time.
No, DLSU really applying the pressure here, and at 20 minutes, they have a decent gold lead. 7,000 is actually huge, especially when it is all focused around Mirmo. He has a concentration of the gold here, but there is no slouch in terms of gold in the other members as well. Karna has a kill. Aspera and Spring both have 2 kills. And Pilio, he has shared at least 1 extra kill gold with his ultimate from before, from Death from Below. So that's a lot of value going to DLSU. And I think they just have to keep pushing their advantage here, making sure Adamson doesn't get any breathing space to try and farm and get the resources. They need to keep stealing jungle camps from Adamson. They need to keep knocking on their turrets' doors, and eventually they will choke out Adamson as they rush them down.
Well said there, Atlas, because when it comes to VA, they're not stopping because the Bone Skewer is more than enough for them to engage with the fight.
Yeah.
Plus the Swain, Never Move will just set everything up smoothly for VA. Goldie is 8k as of now. Pagan Authority, what are you going to do?
Seems like right now, most of what they can do, because DLSU, they have full control of these Drakes. An Infernal and 2 Ocean Drakes means that they have a lot of staying power in these sieges and when they disengage from a fight. As for Adamson, right now it's really rough for them because Shiro, at this point, he has the Triforce, but it's not enough to match Karna's damage when he dives in with his Dark Flight. Ooh, good for the
Bone Skewer, Jesse
man.
gets caught. He does push back 2 members of the LSQ, so then he's here for the save, and it's going to be a lock-up connecting to the Azir as Parrot takes the kill. Next up is the Tom Kench.
And let's see, seems like the mid lane will be their target after this one. Just clear that small wave, and then they will come crashing onto this mid lane that's already at half health, and they will definitely want to take more of this global gold.
Yikes. Looks like the members of VA has enough. They want to try and wrap up the game here with that considerable lead. Oh, close call by Spring. Close call by Spring because Shiro was able to carry the damage there, but Pilio is going in for the dive there. Simon's been knocked to the air. He is taking by the Ignite. Pilio is on a killing spree. Shiro and Prodigy trying his best there, but it's not enough. None of damage. Karna soaking up the shot from the turret. He is going to be bounding back from the dead. Wow, it's going to be Pilio. Bone Skewer does not connect. Looks at the tongue left from Sedenza. Will be the one to secure the kill onto the pike. Not it over. Memo still on the Azir. Pops the Ascension, takes him down.
This is going to be at least an inhibitor for DLSU here. That wave is still quite far. And Shiro, I believe, will not be enough to defend this. Simone has the culling up. They can possibly use this if DLSU pushes for the inhibitor, but it seems like they just need to get out of here. Just spend the money that they gained assaulting Adu's base there. And that's actually great. And Jesse getting caught by the Never Move at the back end of that fight just after respawning. It's a huge downtime for him. I mean, he's been farming very well, but at this point, DLSU has such a huge gold lead, 11k and 3 Drakes in their hands.
And 23 minutes into this game, Atlas, where the Baron has spawned just right 3 minutes ago. The Baron is alive. I'm pretty sure VA, with the amount of gold they have, look at the items, man. I think they can just go for straight for the Baron and end this because PA, they rely on what? Stalling, right? But do you think VA is joking around when they're going for a 507 Swain, 329 Pike? Look at the amount of gold they have at this
across
point.
the board there. And once they get this Baron buff, that will be the battering ram that they can use to fully open the gates of Adamson. So Adamson, they really need to be able to survive this. They need to control this area of the map. If DLSU tries to go for this, they can at least try to take them out, because in the Baron Pit, if DLSU locks themselves in the Baron Pit, that's actually a very good spot for the Emperor's Divide and for the Glacial Prison there.
Okay, so far, nearing the 24-minute mark, looks like DLSU still trying their best to just pace themselves around the Baron Pit, going for a sweet couple dance. Okay, Penguin Authority sneaking around.
They are under a ward though, so DLSU is fully aware. Ooh, that almost hit, but I don't think it would have been much. But they face
wait a
check.
minute! Blind face check right there. Pays the heavy price. Adenza, you're not getting anywhere. That's gonna be the execute there by Pelio.
Reset.
He still has to reset. They're not backing up just yet. They're forcing the fight, but Pelio is onto Shiro. Shiro is chasing down Esperer. Esperer is still weaving in outside of that fight. Meanwhile, Spring is onto Jesse. The members of ADU split up. They're just scrambling in the blue side. This can signal the Baron call.
Yeah, definitely. With Prodigy down and one of their huge territorial mid laners, the Azir, taken out of the fight, that is going to be a free Baron, basically. Simone is not powerful enough at this point in the game to try and contest here. And he's just going to have to give it up. Shiro tries to go for the mid lane to try and trade at least one objective. Like, better take what they can get. And he does get this turret here, I believe, but he has to be quick because DLSU, they're out for his blood. That turret has been very healthy for a long time.
Now with the Baron buff, DLSU, VA, what will they do with it? Who knows? The hint is going to be like, take away the game 3. So,
Shiro.
Oh, thanks for the wolves. That's going to be safe there. Oh yeah, blast cone over the wall. Never move. Oh, sayang. Looks like Shiro was able to get away there. But they're not giving up. They're not giving up just yet.
He's still trying to catch up. And it seems like, look at that. Esper going to try and go around the corner. Jissy is here for the assist. Seems like Pelio is still looking for him.
Look at him, fearless as ever.
Fearless Predator coming here from DLSU. And of course, that smoothly transitions to a decent push here in the spot lane. Of course, Adamson is not, can fight this back. DLSU is not complete in this bot lane. They're just really pressuring this bot lane a lot more.
Yikes, did you see the damage, man?
Wow, look at that damage come from Mirmo. 5-0 and 10. Fully stacked Roa. Let's see how that find went out. Look at this. No vision whatsoever. Perhaps they assumed that DLSU wasn't in the Baron area because that Spire wasn't taken. They would have known in the minimap, but since it wasn't, they assumed, okay, maybe they're not here. They pay for it with their lives.
Not just that, possibly the game Atlas, because they just got bamboozled and tricked by DLSU. You better don't trust the Spires for vision, put wards. Countless times we saw, and you did praise DLSU's vision control.
Yeah, just being able to bait that out as well. Feint the Baron absence, but of course there, DLSU getting another Drake in their hands. The double Infernal is going to do a number against Adamson. And it's going to be a really tall order for Adamson to try and stall this. I mean, this is their last chance to get into the quarterfinals against Bulsu. If DLSU can just finish the game right here, then they're set.
Belio went in with the engage for the Righteous Glory, calls in the Abyssal Voyage from Sedenta. Oh, wow. Bone Skewer connecting there.
No pull coming in from Mirmo, however, on cooldown, I believe.
If you check out Mirmo's KP right now, this is 15 out of 20. That's great.
That's huge.
That's huge. So I'm pretty scared how. Okay, so then damn, those Bone Skewers bring ridiculous hitbox right there. It's been connected all throughout the game.
Has to be careful though. Pyke is a very squishy champion.
Oh dear. Spring tries to get away there.
So much pressure coming from the top side, but of course the wave clear coming in from Jissy is not to be scoffed at. But look at that. Look at these turret healths. Ooh.
Oh, there's a person connecting onto Pelio. Jesse takes the Pyke down. Mirmo going in with the Demonic Ascension. Oh god, there's the wall to block them up. They're not stopping just yet. They're pushing on. Karna soaking up the shots. He will come back from the dead as Mirmo will be the one to zone out the members of ADU. Final seconds are ticking right now, but DLSU will wait for them to fight back.
They just
so
need
far
to go for the turrets and the inhibitors here.
Mirmo's still pretty much healthy here. The bit. Oh wow, Impale connecting on. Great save again coming from Sedenza.
Okay, that is going to be the case here, but they have to go for this turret next. Seems like they're splitting up. seems like they don't want to get caught in a fight that they don't want, but they can just flank here.
Oh dear, Shiro trying to get away there. He's drowsy, he's sleeping, and so that's again for the great save with the cost of the mid-lane inhibitor turret.
Cadenza just comfortably tucks him into bed in his belly, but that still gives DLSU a lot of free time. They get this inhibitor. 2 inhibitors down for Adamson. It doesn't seem like DLSU stopping. Remember, they have the Ocean Break. So if they can disengage here, they can regen and then get back in the fight.
Great never move by Mirmo connecting onto Shiro. Bone Skewer again onto Sadenza. Now look at the damage. And look at Billiard connecting the 2-man stun there. DLSU, they're just waiting for the regen at this point. Bone Skewer.
They can also go and spend their gold and just, ooh.
Oh wow, Sadenza again. Righteous Glory at pump, and one engage coming from Karna. Mirmo, it's not like he hasn't died any from this game.
Seems like they still want to go for it. They have to recall at this point, but it seems like Mirmo and Pilio are testing the waters here, seeing if Shiro and the rest will react to them, but it seems like right now they will just shove in this wave and then recall, spend all of that gold, extend their lead even more, because this is a 16,000, almost 17,000 gold lead over Adamson, and that is huge. I don't think at this point, I think for Adamson to get back in this game, they have to wait until 60 minutes of the game have passed. I'm not joking here, because if the rate that DLSU has been assaulting them, and the way that Adamson has been dying despite their best efforts to stall and fight back, DLSU will just overpower them. If DLSU can't finish this game quickly, Adamson will have around 15 minutes more time. But if DLSU, they decisively strike in this bot lane, because that's the final inhibitor. Oh man, Shiro, you are dead.
You're dead. Parry. Yeah, gusto ko sa'yo, Shiro. Timing exactly the impale. He does not get impale. Never mind. Bone Skewer.
Yeah, the Bone Skewer.
Oh my god, Bill has been landing those Bone Skewer all the time. So, Atlas, you mentioned if it goes 60 minutes, are you going to buy me dinner if that happens? Because
I don't think so. I think DLSU is going to try and finish this game very, very quickly now.
Maklibig ka naman dyan. So, my god, again with those Bone Skewers, I think that's why we see Pike banned down throughout the games, throughout the group stages here, Atlas. Leaving open how we see the synergy of the Swain and the Pike so well. Kill score is 60-24. It's a matter of time for DLSU to wrap things up.
I think they're going to try and finish it
Oh,
here.
but again, you got to hand it to Sadenza with those saves, the Tom Catch. Tom Catch pick is great, but again, DLSU will not wait anymore. Double kill there, triple kill happening, making a quadra. Here it comes. No, it'll be a denial there. It's going to be the shutdown there. They're going hard, and I guess this is going to be game set, Atlas.
Just going to get a quadra there for Mirmo, and of course, they might give the Penta over, but it seems like Mirmo is taking lots of damage. Seems like Spring will be securing the 5th kill there. Mirmo gets denied his pentakill, but of course, this is going to be game with 10 seconds left on Simone and Cadenza. That's not enough as Spring finishes off the Nexus to secure the 3rd and final game of our Match 2 in the quarterfinals of our LVL.
What a game, what a series we had here, Atlas. Because from game 1, we saw Penguin Authority having a solid chance, taking away very convincingly. But come game 2, Penguin Authority's made a small mistake. But now game 3, it's time to sub into ace. No more chances.
And I think they just cracked them open. In game 2, with the pressure that VA has been applying onto Penguin Authority, so much they cracked at the end. And that's what allowed VA to go through. And in the 3rd game, they just broke them open completely, shattered them into pieces. 17k gold lead, constantly hammering their lead onto Adamson. They tried to fight back. It was a valiant effort by Adamson University. However, DLSU, they were able to pull off their plays. They were able to get the picks. They were able to use the information from the wards, from the calls, and they were able to take away this 3rd game.
So I think that's pretty convincing here. As you saw in the format, it will be, if I can remember correctly, it's going to be in this match. DLSU, Virtus Arcos takes this series away with a 2-1. Will face against Bulsum for tomorrow's semifinal. Meanwhile, in the upper bracket, it's going to be AMA QC. Clash Masters facing against USD Tele Tigers. It's going to stream at 3 p.m. guys. See you there. So Atlas, what a quarterfinals we saw here.
Yeah, definitely. And tomorrow we're going to have even more esports action. Today we had 2 best of 3s. Tomorrow we're going to have best of 5. So it's going to be quite fun. But of course,
It's been a great.
Yeah.
It's been a great series here.
it's been a great series, a great term so far. Very competitive. The new teams have been showing up, but it seems like Veritas Arcos and tomorrow Bulsu will be showing their strength as the new blood.
So guys, on your screens right now, the schedule for tomorrow will be, correction, it'll be June 23, 11 a.m., a best of 5, and June 23, 4 p.m., another best of 5. So scratch what I said before. 11 a.m. we will continue with the semi-finals.
Yeah, because that's 2 best of 5s. If we start at 3, we're going to end so late. But of course, these 4 teams, they will be fighting it out tomorrow for the spots in the finals, which will be held at July 1. So watch out, Summoners. And for everyone out there, the fans of these 4 schools or fans from the previous schools that got beaten that are now moving to these new teams to support them, you have to watch out. This is going to be where the cream rises to the top.
The cream.
Yeah, it always rises to the top.
You're really making me hungry, Alas. But I guess for the viewers out there, we hope you ate dinner. So, guys, maraming salamat po sa magnonood ng LBL Spring Term Qualifiers. My name is Vulcan. With me is Atlas. We'll have our dinner. But, guys, we hope to see you tomorrow for the semifinals. So, thanks again so much for supporting your schools, supporting our stream. And we hope to see you for tomorrow's stream at 11 a.m. See you there. Here for the save, and it's gonna be a lock up connecting to the LCR as Barrett takes the kill. Next up is the Tom Kench.
And let's see, seems
Damage
like
there, but Pelio is going in for the dive. Simon's been knocked to the air. He is taken by the Ignite. Pelio is on a killing spree. Shiro and Kronos is trying his best there, but it's not enough. None of damage. Karna soaking up the shots from the turret. He is going to be bouncing back from the dead. Wow, it's going to be Pelio. Both skewers does not connect. Looks at the tongue left. Comes and then that will be the one to secure the kill. On to the fight. Not it over. Memo still on the Azir. Pops the Ascension. Takes him down. They're not backing up just yet. They're forcing the fight, but Pelio is onto Shiro. Shiro is chasing down Aspera. Aspera is still weaving in out outside of that fight. Meanwhile, Spring is onto Jesse. The members of ADU split up. There Jesse takes the pike down. Memo going in with the Demonic Ascension. Oh god, there's the wall to block them up. They're not stopping just yet. They're pushing on. Karna soaking up the shots. He will come back from the dead as Miramu will be the one to zone out the members of ADU. Final seconds are ticking right now, but DLSU will wait for them to fight back. So far
for the turrets and the inhibitors here.
Miramu's still pretty much healthy here. The width, the bit. Oh wow, Impale connecting on. Great save again coming from. Oh, but again, you gotta hand it to Sadenza. Wudo saves the Tom Kench. Tom Kench pick is great, but I guess DLSU will not wait anymore. Double kill there. Triple kill happening. Naked a quadra. Here it comes. No, it'll be a denial there. It's gonna be the shot down there. They're going hard, and I guess this is gonna be game set, Atlas.
Just gonna get a quadra there for Mirmo, and of course they might give the Penta over, but it seems like Mirmo is taking lots of damage. Seems like Spring will be securing the 5th kill there. Mirmo gets denied his pentakill, but of course this is gonna be game with 10 seconds left on Simone and Cadenza. That's not enough as Spring finishes off the Nexus to secure the 3rd and final game of our match 2 in the quarterfinals of our LBL.
What a game, what a series we had here.